Welcome to the grid. Take a second and really look at this. What you're seeing here is the real economy, not the version we've been taught, not money or markets, not numbers moving across a green screen. This, a living system made up of billions of people, each one a node, each one connected, each one contributing. This is the grid, and every line you see represents something real. Work, effort, skill, time, and energy flowing between people every single day. You wake up, you plug into this system, you go to work, you contribute, and without even realizing it, you've become part of something massive. Because while you're contributing your piece, millions of others are doing the same. A farmer is growing food, a truck driver is moving it, a builder creating shelter, an engineer powering infrastructure, and a doctor protecting health. All connected, all moving, all flowing throughout the grid. And what this image shows you is something we've completely lost sight of. The economy is not a set of isolated transactions. It is a connected system of human contribution, a grid. And here's the most important part. You don't just give into this system, you receive from it, not from one person, from everyone. That's what these connections represent. You give your effort and contribution, and you receive from all. That is how the system actually works. That is how it has always worked. But somewhere along the way, we stopped seeing this. We replaced this with money. And when we did that, we stopped seeing the grid. We stopped understanding that we are providing for each other. And we started seeing the symbol instead of the system. So what we're going to do here is rebuild that understanding. Piece by piece, we're going to break this down so you can clearly see what this really is, how it actually works, and why it changes everything once you understand it. Because this right here is the foundation of a completely different way to think about the economy. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. At its core, the economy is not financial. It's a social contract, an agreement between all of us that we will contribute something of value so the system can sustain everyone within it. This is how human societies have always functioned: tribal, interdependent, connected. We don't survive because of money. We survive because we show up for each other. This is the grid, a simple way to see what's actually happening. You plug into the system through your work. You contribute your energy, your skill, your time, and in return, you gain access to everything the system produces, the grid produces, not through direct exchange, but through participation. Here's how it works at the individual level. You contribute your full labor in one place, one role, one function, one area of expertise. You don't split yourself across the system. You go all in on where you create value. That is your contribution to the grid. And in return, you don't receive one person's labor back. You receive a small piece of everyone else's, a fraction of the farmer, a fraction of the builder, a small piece of the doctor, a fraction of the engineer. From anywhere in the grid, you give fully and you receive collectively. That's the system. This is where everything changes. The economy is not transactional. It's not, I give you this and you give me that. It's a flow, a continuous movement of human energy through an interconnected system. So, if that's the system and the way we work, where did money come from and why have we needed it for so long? Well, money was introduced as a placeholder, a symbol, a way to represent value when we weren't interconnected. When I had a cow and needed a saw, but you didn't have one, money served a purpose. You bought my cow, and then I had money. I could use that money to buy that saw later on when I met a guy who had one for sale. That's before we became connected by distribution, commerce, and of course, the internet. Today, I can get anything I need from anywhere without even leaving the house. Most of the time, it's on my doorstep by the next morning. Thank you, Mr. Bezos. What you need to remember is that money is not value. And this is critical. Money does not create value, it is an abstraction, which means it only represents value. But over time, we forgot the difference. We started treating the symbol or the abstraction as if it were the value in the economy. So let's test this theory. Imagine tomorrow we all forgot money was a thing. It completely disappears. We don't even understand the concept of currency. All of a sudden, nothing costs anything. And when we go, there are no dollars, there are no markets, there's no stock exchange, no banks, nothing like that. What happens? Because we don't know any better, we all still go to work and still do our job. If everything we need is free and everything else was the same, does everything fall apart? No. In fact, nothing does. Food still gets made, power still runs, hospitals still operate because the system or the value in the system was never money in the first place. And here's the surprise, it's us. We are the economy, not metaphorically, literally. Our effort, our skill, our intellect is what makes everything work. Without us, there is nothing. Each one of us is a unit of value, a unit of constant contribution, a unit of energy. We are the quanta. And once you understand that, everything changes. Now imagine a system that's built on that truth. No taxes because contribution replaces it. Lower costs because extraction is removed from the equation. And I'll just stop for a second. We'll talk a lot about extraction later, and it really pisses me off just thinking about it. Anyway, back to the story. No debt because profit is no longer required. Just a system based on balance, or dare I say equilibrium, like every other system in the universe. No exploitation, no zero sum competition, just value in and value out. We are the grid. We are the value. Money is just technology. It's just a tool that has outlived its relevance and it's time for it to go. Remember this, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly.